Hey guys, welcome back to Zmari Talks. This is your host, Zmari. We have a special guest here with us. She's actually like a second time. The first episode, some kind of thing happened, but she's back and it's so fantastic to have her here. Guys, welcome Gwynneth Mc Eachrane.
Yes.
I got it right this time.
Yeah, you got it right in the sense.
Yes,
the name most people don't get this in.
Yeah, well, correct. And what are the variations you get?
I get Mc Eachrane, I get Mc Eachrane. Yeah, that's one that I particularly get peeved by. It's like there is no extra R. It was only one R, and you are putting two more in it.
I can't even try. Like,
yeah, exactly. And some people don't even try.
yeah,
They just call me by my first name, and I usually like, okay, I know.
yeah,
That's me. That's
yeah.
What?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, when is with
Give us the full name. Give us the full government name.
my middle name?
Yeah.
Okay. Gwynneth Anushka Mc Eachrane.
Right. Yes, it was a mistake. I tried to.
Yes. So I want you to go on.
So Gwynneth is a entrepreneur. She's a vocalist. She's a musician. She is
Teacher. Well, teacher and entrepreneurship go hand in hand, but I'll explain what that means. A sister, daughter, an auntie, songwriter, a composer, reader.
multifaceted and
Yeah.
talented.
Yes.
Using all her gifts for the kingdom. So we're very excited about that.
Amen.
But the thing is, Gwen, we need to know who you are. Like, you need to tell us a little bit of your backstory.
Okay.
So where do you come from? Where did you born and raised? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So I was born to two parents, of course. My father, he grew up in Tobago. He's a Tobago man, and my mom is actually from Guyana. She had spent a childhood between Bagotville and Good Fortune. And I'm the second of three. I have my older sister, she's the first, and then me, and then my brother, he's the last. And I grew up in a very stable home. I'm very fortunate to and very proud to stay that. And then I'm in a fortunate home, in a good home. We did not have everything, but sometimes things were tight. But God has provided. We had our bills were paid. We had this seat, and I really, the older I'm getting, I find myself being grateful for the upbringing that I had. So I'm very, very grateful for it. I got involved in what we mentioned musical stuff. So I got involved in music very, very early. I remember my mom she liked to tell, I don't know if she tells it much anymore, but she liked to tell when I was younger this story about when she was pregnant with me and she went to a concert of some sort at some school, and there was a panside that was playing at the time, and every time the panside started up, I would start moving and I was dancing in her belly. Mm-hmm. And she was a little concerned about it because I wasn't really that active. I was active, of course, but I wasn't that active. And it happened every time the pants I started up. So when it stopped, I stopped moving. So I guess from the womb, I was born to music. Wow. And I showed an affinity to it early, very, very early on. I was always humming and singing what my siblings would call tuneless tunes, because I would make up with the tunes on the spot with some nonsense syllables, and they would say, "Oh my gosh, tuneless tunes." So my mom at the time was a stay-at-home mom, and she taught us a little bit of the piano, so I knew a couple of scales, and I was playing simple tunes and stuff like that. But she went back to work when my brother was in, I think when he started primary school. So I didn't touch the piano for some number of years. The only time I went back to it was when I started secondary school, because a friend of hers was teaching at the same secondary school that I went to. And so she was actually giving lessons. So my mom was like, this person is giving lessons and all of that. And I jumped at the chance, of course, to learn. So I was learning music all the way through secondary school, right into university. I did a couple of vocal training outside there because, again, another friend of mom's was doing vocal training, and I went to her for a few years. But I really got into the actual vocal training when I went into university, because I studied music in university. That was when I was my eyes were open to anything possible in music, any sort of possible tack that you could take in the direction there. And I enjoyed going to university. I know some people may not say this is not their story, but I enjoyed going to university because I enjoyed studying music. Not to say that it didn't have its difficult moments, but I would say that I loved it. I loved being part of I was part of the chorale, the youth arts chorale, the university as a chorale. That was incredibly fun. That was really, really fun. Jessel Warren was the conductor and director. There is very, very good at what he does, and he championed those music students to not just, follow their passions, but trust their instincts. And a lot of people, not just me, but a lot of students bloomed under his tutelage. Worthy is the one who was slain and seated on the throne. There's no one like the Lord. The elders, creatures bow, giving praise to him and him alone. There's no one like the Lord.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys. So,
It is hot.
yeah, we have to get a
I'm so sorry.
We have to get a pan, guys. So you're saying?
Yeah, so that was university.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, university opened my eyes, like I was saying before, opened my eyes to what was possible. And I found myself a little bit overwhelmed because I think because we were in this, in my mind, was really good in this. And I was thinking, well, where to go? What should I do? I knew that I wanted to teach. So I know that avenue, I was decided on that avenue, but I didn't want to just teach. So I was interested in composing. That was awakening me when I was part of the chorale, especially with to hear voices. When you're in a choir and you're surrounded by other people and everybody is singing together and they're singing all the harmonic parts and all that. I was just I don't know how to describe it. It just spoke to me. I considered doing something like that, being able to compose for voices or arrange for voices. But after I graduated from PUE, I still stayed on with the chorale for a couple more years because there are people what they call community members. So you don't have to be part of the university to be part of the chorale. But I started to be part of a band called the All-Girls Band, Gwynneth Mc Eachrane. But I was there more as a keyboardist than a vocalist, because at the time I was arranging something vocally with the choir. So I was thinking maybe I could do something with my keyboard playing skills. I auditioned, I got in. Yay, that was my introduction to the gospel music industry. I had mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings. But the probably most pervasive feeling is that I felt a lot that I was able to my head. Right? Because when I learned when I actually learned piano, learned keyboard, I learned piano, and I did graded exams, all those kind of things. So it was a more of a classical background, and this is a completely different genre, and I had to rethink, a lot of things. But that was where I discovered I was always a little self-conscious for some reason. I still don't know why. I was. But I have always been self-conscious about playing the piano publicly. I was fine with singing, but playing the piano, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So in that band, when it was in the band, I realized that I had imposter syndrome. And I think it was a death cycle a bit, because I would have imposter syndrome, and then I would start feeling, well, with imposter syndrome, you don't feel like you're adequate enough, you're good enough to be in the space that you're in. And so that affected how I practice. I didn't feel like and if I did practice, it still won't be good enough. If you don't practice, or when with music, if you don't practice, you're not good at it too. I would go into this space again, in rehearsal spaces or performance spaces, and then be with people who were much better at it than me, and the whole cycle would just start over again. I realize now that if I knew what it was, and I didn't really know about imposter syndrome back then, but if I knew what it was, if I could have identified it and all of that back then, and perhaps I could have been a better keyboardist than now. I'm much better at it than I am now. And then of course, the lyrics and the band, we separated amicably, and we became Maxi Nation. But still, I'm went back to that. But yeah, still was battling with it. The pandemic happened, though we're not active in it. But I joined the church. I left my old church and I joined another church there. Of course I moved to the church. Right? And the Apostles Ministries in Scotlandville. Yeah. That first year, I felt like I was in a chokehold, because it seemed as though the Holy Spirit was just bringing things to my attention, that he was like, so you need to look at this. I'm not listening to that. Yeah. That. And it was there during that first year, because I joined in 2022, I think. I'd gotten involved with somebody, and they were both, unfortunately, and that was that exacerbated what I was feeling all along, which was the lack of connection, of friendships, of relationships, and that was the loneliest moment on that. I think I was slightly depressed.
Yeah.
During that period of time, not physically depressed, because there's a difference between being depressed and then being clinically depressed, right? And the Holy Spirit also had to tell me, you have a spirit of rejection. You have a spirit of rejection. I had to ask them, well, when did that start? And I had to do some time traveling. And it was, unfortunately, in my relationships with people outside of my family. I can honestly say, inside my family, there's nothing wrong with that is concerned. Yeah. I am loved, I am celebrated, all of that. But outside your family, with friends and all of that, I never seem to be able to keep friendships I'm not one of those people who can say, well, I've been friends with this person since we were 10, right? Or I met this person in secondary school or university and we've been friends ever since. As soon as all of those seasons in my life, I had friends, but those were seasonal friendships.
Yeah.
As soon as that friendship and that season was ended, and so was the friendship. One particular friendship was really heartbreaking. Was really, really heartbreaking. I unfortunately had to learn to learn because there were people who were saying that she was alone. And I was incredibly optimistic. I was thinking, no, she may be like that, but you don't know her full life and all of those things. And when it happened to me, I said, oh, okay. And so that friendship was, and so I found myself just keeping people at arm's length, even members of the band. I could have been closer to them, but I didn't trust them and I didn't trust myself to open up again. But I am here this period at this time now, being incredibly lonely in battling emotions, trying to forgive, and all I forgive not just for the relationship that ended, but the whole time travel, being able to break free of it in all past relationships and past hurts. And end of last year, I did a sozo. Sozo is basically healing and deliverance ministry, right? And so they were able to pray, and I was delivered. I was delivered. So now that I know what it is, and I'm able to now, I know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
When there's a certain pattern of thinking that comes whenever I feel a little triggered there. I have to say no. I just pray. I say, Lord, this is not true. What is in my head right now? This line of thinking in my head right now is a lie.
Yeah.
Right? So help me. It is not as bad as I'm imagining it to be. Help me to. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I am not rejected. I am accepted. And
honestly, I'm so glad you say that, because people think that when persons get delivered and they come out of certain things, like it never happens again. But no, it's just you just become wise and you know how to deal with it now.
Yeah, there's awareness now.
Yeah.
So now that there's awareness, you know how to combat it.
Yeah.
Which brings us to present day. I not in the band, I'm not in the band anymore, but I am exploring my options in terms of what I would like to do musically,
Right.
in terms of creativity. There are things that I'm interested in doing, but it is not mainstream.
Okay.
Right? It is not mainstream, and which is fine. Which is fine. I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
There's still a little reservation in how it might be accepted if I put it out there.
But when at times comes, you figure that out.
I will figure it out. Right now, I am a vocal student at the Christian Choral Vocal Academy, or everybody knows it as Lucky. I've been part of the school since 2015 actually, with some rates and meeting. Yeah, I know the pandemic and stuff like that. But actually, yes.
Nice.
And we've been doing some covers.
Okay.
So I released one earlier this year, which is Anita Baker's Sweet Love. I'm back on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
And I'm working on another one.
Okay.
I'm working on another one. I'm going back classical because I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm doing a classical piece. You'll see it when I put stuff on YouTube. I'm not saying anything yet. I'm excited.
That's good.
I am excited.
That's good. And wait, tell us the other things that she do.
Right, so
Another one.
yeah, that was just the one
Thing.
So like I said, I wanted to teach, right? That was a given. I could prolong my teachers. So I almost immediately I got a teaching position first at the Caribbean Pastoring College. So that's way up in Santa Cruz, right? That's like in the corner, like on the border on it kind of thing. I had plus Santa Cruz there. And
Alright.
no, but I mean it's further, it's much further, like Cantaro up there, up on. Yes.
Why should you judge in my area?
I am.
That's
I
my area.
listen to me. I live in the east, so imagine I am driving from east to up here. That's 1 hour 15, maybe an hour and 30-minute drive.
Okay. I don't pass a reminder since I have a stuff.
Okay, so
Right.
what is it? You know,
Good.
keep it too long for me.
Right. So I got the opportunity to teach
Yeah, I
there.
got the opportunity to teach music there. I taught piano and voice. Was there for 3 years, and then I saw another papers from the music Ministry of Education. And I said, okay, well, maybe I can get a job. Closer to home, right? Wide, was interviewed, all of that. All of that was happening. I'd send out the certificate, all of that, right? All that was happening because I'm a social worker. They told me I didn't pass. What can I do now? They said that you can write a letter. My mom, she underwent an initial education or something, and so she dropped it in. That was the answer that come there. And that was 2012. Right? Okay. Well, you have private schools and maybe they could take me in, all of that. I applied to call them. I was interviewed at one. Didn't get it. Didn't get a job. Look, she applied to two. One was a primary school. I didn't get in. I applied to non-teaching jobs and all of that. I didn't get in because I was overqualified. And at this point I'm thinking, so what's going on? Right? Why am I not getting this job? But honestly speaking, throughout all of that, I had private students. From the time when I finished, I graduated in 2009, September 2009. Somebody called up and they said they got my number from my former music teacher, saying that you're doing, offering me piano lessons and all of that. From there to even up to now, currently, I have always had private students. During the pandemic, everything shut down. People were still saying that no, we can continue. So I was still missing an income, all of that. And so I think it was 2020 or 2021 where it just suddenly dawned on me that perhaps this might be the thing. This might be the thing that, the old friend wants to do, right? This is it. And so I said, okay, bro. All right, so I'm getting the point. Okay. I regret it taking so long. No, real. Because it's like 2009, But the Holy Spirit, he's been incredibly merciful, and he's like, all right, well, now let's get to it. I came up with a name for it, right? And it is called G-Class Songs Academy. Right? And I was able to come up with a logo. So, I'm very, very slowly building it into, because I think I should legitimize it at the time. That this is accurate. I should definitely legitimize it. So that's been happening so far. So I'm hoping to be able to continue to grow my that business there, and God has been incredibly kind in that I'm never willing to I'm never willing to this. If for any reason a student wants to take a leave of absence or wants to stop classes altogether, right? Weeks later somebody else is calling me. So I'm so grateful to God for that. So that is something that's on developments there. I want the social media presence to be a real teaching platform and not just something where you could say, well, this music school is there, right? I want to be teaching, so you're seeing things, I'll be able to teach people, little snippets of piano, piano technique or whatnot.
Why? What happened? Because you told us you had imposter syndrome. Now you're telling that you run a school, you're doing music, you're putting out stuff like, what happened there? Because you sound like a totally different person now than you were there.
That's what happens when you're free, when there's freedom. You're free to be who God created you to be. And now that I've dealt with that, I've become a little more comfortable with myself and who I am. I remember telling you the other day how being spectator of my own life because another symptom of the imposter syndrome is you comparing yourself to other people. And usually it's something that is imagined, right? Everything is not what it is. We perceive it to be. So once I realized that and I said, okay, I will stop doing that because I make a fraction as if people join as the same groups. But it really was because I didn't see my life as that interesting. People were doing things and I still tried to get stuff off the ground kind of thing. And I decided to stop doing that and simply look at my life for what it is. That unlocks a whole other level of freedom.
Yeah.
Because people are already studying to do it.
True.
People are already studying. People are more concerned with what they need to do when their responsibilities and obligation, and they're not looking at you at that. So that is completely free. That is entirely free, and I am free to be who I need to be. So I still have my moments. I will say that. But like I said earlier, I now know how to combat it.
Yeah.
I now know how to stop the line of thinking that happens when something happens and I'm triggered. I know how to stop that line of thinking. I'm able to engage with people and hopefully, be able to cultivate good friendships. So I feel it's completely different. It really is completely different than it was 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I feel like a completely different person. And that is my encouragement to anybody who's listening to this podcast. You need to allow the Holy Spirit to address the things that are there. Because that may be the one thing that is keeping you back from you stepping into the person you need to be so that you can be a blessing to other people.
I think right. Not it's so easy that they say that in this season.
Yeah. And so I don't wanna. I know that self improvement is hard work. Self improvement is hard work, but I can't describe to you the contentment of just being who I am. And I may not be like other people, and that's okay, guys. No, that is absolutely okay. You are not. I'm not an outgoing person at all. I feel act introverted, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm extroverted,
right?
But I'm introverted. I'm more an introvert. So I like silence. I like quiet, slow mornings. Right? It is not as soon as the alarm goes off that I am up and I'm flinging off the covers and I'm running to the bathroom. No, it's more like so waking up and I'm sitting in the edge of the bed.
And not talk to me.
And yeah, please don't talk to me right now. You know, wait until 8 o'clock. That's when I'm, you know, I don't really respond to messages. The rest of the come at 6. I see them. I respond to them at 8. At 8 because I need to get myself there. Right? I don't need to have every single minute of my life structured. I don't need to have anything. Just have everything as soon as I get up and such and such and such and such up until I go to sleep. Right? There are periods where I will take a rest, where I will do something fun. You know, I would read, I would, you know, watch a movie or listen to a podcast or you know, anything like that. Because that is how I'm wired.
And probably, yeah.
That was how I'm wired. So I would encourage anybody. It's a long, hard road, but the results are worth it. Yeah. They are worth it, completely worth it.
I love that. I love that. And I could tell that she's in the season because I just look at her on social media now. She's cracking jokes, she's putting herself out there. I'm like, okay, whoever that to say thank you, Max.
Yes,
she's so settled in herself. Like, it's evident. It really is evident.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear all the things that she's doing. I can't wait to see everything unfold. And I'm glad that you're excited. So I can't wait for everything to unfold. The G-Craft Sound Academy. Check it out. Tell us everything about your socials and this kind of stuff right now.
Well,
YouTube, everything.
Right. So my YouTube channel is Gwen GWYN. So that's my YouTube channel. My Instagram is Gwen's10. That's GWENZ and number 10. I am on TikTok as well, and that is same Gwen's 10, but it's GWYNZ and then number 10, right? And I'm on Facebook. I have our Facebook page with the same name, Gwen, and that is where I put all my creative stuff there.
So yeah, guys, go check her out. And it's such a privilege that we here going on. So thank you. I know they're going to be grateful as well because this is the season that we're in. We're talking about being bold and unapologetic and settle with the identity that God has created us to have. And we are also saying that we're going to grow. We're going to grow and be brilliant in every single thing, every dream, every goal, every desire that we want to bring to pass. So, Gwen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, it was so good to be here.
All right, I said, but my next, so bye. Awesome.
Wait, right. What was it called?
Oh, yes.
You can see
Great. This is going to be the
what is going to be the prologue?
This is going to be the little parts in between. Oh, yeah, it could be a prologue. Oh, yeah. So I had a curveball for Gwen because I know Gwen in a little way, and I want to ask Gwen a question.
Give a go.
And the question is Gwen. Are you dating?
No.
Why?
That's a good question.
Okay, apart from the fact that we meet sisters, are you open to dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me find out you dating.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought that doesn't. I'm not actually meeting, as in, I'm not seeing somebody right now currently.
Okay.
But then look, so that the answer is no. But I have open to dating. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any thing that you're looking for in particular? Do you have a type or body system? What are you looking for?
I would say that I used to have a specific type, and then I'm not quite sure anyway. Well, physically, I should say, right? And I make specific physically. I had a type, and then I'm not so sure anymore.
But let's say what character you feel?
Well, he definitely has to share my faith, right? That is a non-negotiable.
Facts.
Right? he has to be, I would like somebody who's financially stable, who is ambitious. So he knows where he's going, and it may not be there yet, but at least he has a plan to get there.
Right.
Somebody who's generous, somebody who's kind, somebody who has a sense of humor, because I like to have, right? Somebody who's willing to, because I have decided to be this as well. But if we should we get married, right? We are very, very open with each other. Communication has to be very, very key. He has to be open to communication. He has to be open to being able to examine the relationship and say, okay, well, something's wrong here, we need to fix that. Something's wrong here, we need to fix that. Those kind of things. Because I would like to do that. I would like to be that. I would be able to do those things. I think that is great.
Just somebody to grow with in that.
Yeah. I want a partner.
Yeah.
I want a partner. I want a friend.
So just gonna leave this right
Oh
now.
my God.
We just gotta set this right now.
Yeah.
We love you, guys. Hamilton.